everyone, and welcome back to the ChromaticKnits podcast. My name is Michelle, and this is my place on the internet where I talk about all of my yarny adventures. You can find me on Instagram as chromatic_knits, and you can find me on Ravelry as ChromaticKnits. Welcome everyone who's new, and welcome back anyone who's returning. I'm so glad to be here. It's been a couple weeks since I podcasted and showed you kind of my progress on my whips and what I'm working on. And there's a lot going on this time of year in the knitting community. We have a lot of things going on. It's almost Rhinebeck, so a lot of people are working on their Rhinebeck sweaters. Are you working on your Rhinebeck sweater? I'd love to hear from any of you who are. Feel free to put it down in the comments. I'm not going to Rhinebeck. I'm not making a Rhinebeck sweater, but I'm starting a sweater. So that I started last week or 2 weeks ago when I saw you last. The Basic Raglan by Joji Locatelli. But I know a lot of people are doing the Tolsta tee because, as anyone who's been to Rhinebeck or heard any stories about people going to Rhinebeck, Rhinebeck is a place in New York which is where the New York Sheep and Wool Festival is. That's why it's called Rhinebeck, because of where it is. And basically, it's either wicked hot or fall. Like, those are the options. So, like, 80% of the time, people knit these like heavy duty sweaters or vests or whatever for Rhinebeck, and then they sweat. They show up on the hill, take a picture with other people who've made the same sweater. Some people do the Andrea Mowry one. Some people do, like, Cozy Up Knits, I think, has some that people that are doing it. Tolsta Tee is another one by Rebecca at the Creabea podcast. There's a bunch of different ones that people make, and then sometimes people just like show up and they just take pictures together in their sweaters, or they just want to wear a knitted garment at Rhinebeck because it's one of the largest knitting / fiber festivals in the world. So, but it's sometimes wicked hot. So they want to make something that's short sleeved or that's a little bit lighter. So a lot of people are making the Tolsta tee or a tee pattern. So I can't blame them, because personally, I hate being warm. I hate it. I hate being hot. It is not my favorite thing. I hate it. 0 out of 10. For me personally. But, they just got to get it for the gram. They just got to put it on, get that picture so they can share it with their friends or share it or have it for, memory's sake. Which I understand, that you want to be a part of something and you want to participate. That makes sense. Hi, Nuggie. Nugget's here. He's sniffing all the stuff. So he might show up here. Who knows? Cats. You never know what they'll do. Anyway, so that's going on. Pigskin Party is starting over at Downseller Studios. If you haven't signed up and you are interested, feel free to go to her page. It's called the Downseller Studios podcast. You can find it on Ravelry, which is where she has signups for the Pigskin Party, and there is a folder that says Pigskin Party start here, so you can sign up there. She's not paying me to promote this or anything like that. I just really like it, and I participate every year. So if you're at all interested or you want to participate, I'm on team 12 for anyone who is participating. Let me know what team you're on, because I'm really interested in seeing who's on what team. We just finished the tailgate party, so now we're into the actual thing. So if you're interested in that at all, for those of you who don't know what the Pigskin Party is, basically you sign up, you get put on a team, and then you knit things, and everything that you knit during the Pigskin Party you get credit for in the matter of yards that you knit of the project. So it's any time it's called the Pigskin Party because it happens during football season. So during football season, you can earn points for your team or earn yards for your team, and then the team with the most yards wins at the end of the Pigskin Party. You can join at any time, so you don't have to join now. You can join later if you wanted to, but not all of your stuff will count. So if you're going to join, might as well join at the beginning, right? Personal opinion. But I have joined later, and it's been just as fun. So you can choose to be as participatory as you would like. So you can be a really participatory and you can post on your team's page every hour or every day. I mean, maybe not every hour, that'd get really annoying, but every day. You can only submit your projects and never post in your team's chat. Completely up to you. Whatever you'd like to do. Just wanted to bring that to your attention that it is coming up and the football season is starting. So go check that out if you're at all interested, because I know I've mentioned it before. What else is going on? MCAL is about to start. I'm going to be knitting the Stephen West GeoGradient MCAL. Are you going to be doing that? If you are, please comment down below, because I would love to kind of communicate with you and do it along with you and have a little knit along going. So if you're interested or you're going to be knitting it, comment down below and let me know. I want to know what yarns you're using. What kind of yarn are you using? Are you using certain colors? What's your gradient look like? I'm just really like interested in seeing what everybody's yarn is looking like, so I can kind of like picture what it will look like as we do the clues, because I'm really intrigued, because some people are doing like just straight fades of one color and some people are just doing like gradients, like from when they, when you take a picture and you put it into grayscale and then you just take your colors and you put them from lightest to darkest. They're doing that, but with different colors that go together. So I'm just really interested to see if that's the way to go with like the end design, because we don't know what it's going to look like, right? So we don't know. Is it going to be like, are things going to pop more if you do that? Or are things going to pop more? Or is it going to be, I don't know. You know what I mean? It's an MCAL. We don't know what it's going to look like. So I'm just really interested to see, because his um his shawls really change. Like even though his shawls like are known for being very geometric and being very kind of out there and using different techniques and using things that we've never done before. Um or just being very creative and outside the box kind of thing. But um it's one of those things where it's like literally anything could happen. So yeah, so I'm really interested in hearing what you guys are doing. If you are at all interested, if you are going to be doing the MCAL, please comment down below. If you're at all interested in doing something like a Facebook group where we could all post our updates, that would be great. I would be more than happy to facilitate that. If you are, if you would like to do a Discord, we create a Discord channel. If you would just like to post on Instagram and use a hashtag, I'd be super interested in all of those things. So feel free to comment down below if you have a preference or if you are interested. I'd love to just kind of see where we're at. If not, you feel free to just knit along with me. I'll be posting updates on my Instagram probably every day or every other day as we do the knit along. So because I'm really stoked about doing it and my plan is really to keep on track this year. I always say that and then I get 2 clues in and then I'm behind for clue 3. But you never know. Maybe this will be the year. Um, but anyway, if you're interested in that, let me know down below. On to the knitting. It's almost 10 minutes and we haven't even talked about knitting yet. So luckily, I've only worked on 2 projects. I have 0 FOs, and I've been trying to be as monogamous as possible because I have a couple of projects that I need to have done by Christmas. And if I'm going to be knitting the Geo Gradient, I'm not going to have a lot of knitting time in October, if any, to work on anything else. So the first project that I've put a little bit of time into is my Habitation throw by Helen Stewart. I've put in a couple more colors, a couple more stripes on this one. Keeping in mind each of these stripes is 10 grams. Oh, I'm in the middle. I started a row and then I gave up, apparently. Oh well. So if you can see the little star there, that's where I was last time. So I was here in the middle of that section there, and have done, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 stripes. So done a little bit of work on that one. It's coming along. Again, this one needs to be done by Christmas, and I still have a ways to go, but I am on the decreases, so it should go faster. So this is where I started on the decreases. Excuse me. So we should be coming along on this one. So yeah, so that's coming along. And then again, this is the Habitation throw by Helen Stewart. I don't know if I said that or not. And I'm using a kit from a homespun house. I've said this several times on here, because this is my second one that I've made, and I'm using the exact same yarn as last time. So you're probably sick of seeing it, but it's what we're working on. So there we go. Anyway, next is actually a Stephen West pattern. It's the Melting Marl blanket. This is what I've been mainly focusing my attention on because it is the largest project that I'm making for Christmas, and I am behind, as one can imagine. So I'm about a quarter to a third of the way there. Well, I'm about a third to half of the way there. Okay, so let me find my progress keeper here. Okay, so my progress keeper is right there. So I've done all of this whole section, which is a pretty big section. I've done this whole section. You can see it better. So I've done this whole section, and now I'm into this section, the third section. So you repeat, it's basically 3 different sections that you just repeat multiple times. So I'm in my second repeat. So I did the initial 3, and then this is the second group of 3. On this, I've probably done about, I don't know, 12 inches, 16 inches on this since the last time I showed it, which is exciting. I'm over 2 feet now. I'm about 2.5 feet actually. Now on this one, almost 3 feet. So I'm really just chugging along on this until August 5th. Just trying to get as much of this done as possible by August 5th. So then that way I have less panic in November and December on this one. So that is coming along. Really like the pattern. It's super memorizable. Well, it's not memorizable, but it's pretty easy. Especially the third section because it's mostly just knitting and purling. But the thing is that it's like 395 stitches per row, which is a lot. Okay, so now for the largest section of this podcast, other than the beginning. So that was all the knitting I did. That's it, because I was so monogamous on the Melting Marl blanket because each row takes like half an hour because it's 395 stitches across, which is a lot. But it'll be a nice big blanket, and my niece is 14, so she basically needs an adult-sized blanket. So it will be worth it, and she's always cold, so it's perfect. She's always got a blanket with her, always a blanket or hoodies. She's always got stuff. And then so between now and the last time I podcasted, last weekend, I went on a kind of knitting weekend with a couple of my friends, Tina and Cindy. They're probably watching. Hi, girls. We went to Missouri to a couple of yarn stores. So I did get some yarn while we were there. I know, whatever. You know, we're in the positive. There's no way I'm gonna knit up all this yarn by the end of the year. More stash. There's no way. So we'll just start again next year, but I'll still keep track just for funsies. So The first place we stopped was the One City Market. This is in Rogersville, Missouri, and you can find them on Instagram as One City Market. And they also have a website, I believe. And I wasn't going to buy anything. And then I saw this. They had Manchalope, which I've seen a lot of podcasters use, which this thing is like the size of my head, bigger than my head. It's crazy. I've seen a lot of podcasters use. Basically, this is unspun yarn that's held double. So there are two strands here to make it DK. Again, literally double knit, right? Is fingering twice. And then, or you can strip it into a single strand and make it fingering. Wait. So I got this in this gray color and then in the natural color. So each of these is 100 grams because it's super light, this yarn, because again, it's unspun. So it's nice and fluffy, which I love. It smells sheepy. I love that too. And then I also got, I think, some darning needles. Yeah, I just got some darning needles. These are some high needles. I like the angle tips there because I never can find my darning needles, I swear. They just run away. But each of these is 100 grams. I'm really excited. I have a couple of ideas in my brain of things that I want to make, and it's going to be great. I'm really excited about it, actually. It's going to be an experiment because I've never used it before. So we're just going to play around. It's going to be great. And then the second place that I went to was called the Mad Knitter, which you can find her on Instagram as the Mad Knitter. And she had a whole basket of stuff that was 50% off. And I was like, I was like, fine. I was like, I guess I'll just buy some things. So I bought some more. Now, first we have a Dream in Color yarns. So I got a set of 3, which I have a project in mind for these. This is their Smooshy Cashmere base. And this is a fingering weight. It's 70% superwash merino, 20% cashmere, and 10% nylon. So it's 20% cashmere, not 10, like you normally see. This green is in the prickly pear colorway. The red is the charged cherry colorway, and the gray is the gray tabby colorway. So I think these will go really well together. I'm really excited. But this will be a design that I'm going to make, probably come out next year about this time. So I'm really excited about it. And I got it 50% off. So hooray. And then more cashmere. I got, so she had this Ella Ray yarn. This is a 50-gram skein, 50-gram ball, and it is a sport weight. This is cashmere merino, extra fine merino wool, and cashmere. Let's see if it tells me the percentage though. 55% merino, 33% acrylic, and 12% cashmere. So it does have acrylic in it, but it's mostly wool and cashmere, and it feels really soft. So I have a few projects for this. I have 4 balls of this color, and I have 2 balls of this navy blue. The label got kind of bunched up there. So I have a couple ideas of projects for this. So that's exciting, and that's all I got. So those 2 bags One City Mad Knitter. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. That is all I've purchased. I have another purchase, but we're gonna pretend like that didn't happen because I needed another red. I need another charged cherry for the project that I have in mind. Um, but what else? That's going on. Let me make sure I got everything in my list. I do actually plan what I say. I know it doesn't seem that way, but I actually do. That is all I have for this week. So I hope that you all are keeping cool. It is 87 degrees. So bitter. I want it to be fall. Um, I hope that it is actually fall wherever you are. And I can't wait to see you again next week. We'll have a special video all about yarns and different types of yarns and different fibers and when to use them and what they're good for. And so that we all know how to use them at their best. So that's exciting. That's coming up next week. So stay tuned for that. Otherwise, I will be back with another regular podcast in 2 weeks' time. I hope that you have a wonderful week and that all of your projects go well and you don't have to frog anything. And I will see you next week for another episode. And happy knitting, y'all. Bye.